and homesteading channel with Professor DIY. If this is the first time you're visiting with us, we want to extend to you a very, very warm welcome. If you have been here before or you're a subscriber, welcome back. We appreciate your support. If today is your birthday, we want to wish you a very, very happy birthday. So what happened here? Let's talk about safety, friends. Today is a little bit of an unusual video for us. Over the last few weeks, I've been inundated with safety trolls in my channel that keep telling me initially how concerned they were about my safety and then how horrible I am because I don't care about the safety of my viewers. So I want to address those points, both those points and even more. So let's talk about safety. Woodworking is by definition a dangerous hobby or a dangerous occupation, depending on what you do, if you do it part-time, full-time, for a living, whatever. But that's true with many things that we do. For example, I'm also a pilot. Flying has a level of risk, but you will not call it a risky proposition anymore. So whose responsibility is your safety? Is it my responsibility or is it your responsibility? Here's the problem. The thought that following a rule or two, for example, using a riving knife, just an example, right, does not make you safe. And I actually think that is very dangerous because not only there are cases that those rules can put you in more danger, but they give you a false sense of security. They might make you think, okay, I follow the rules, I'm safe. And that is simply not true. As far as I'm concerned, safety is a combination of experience and knowledge, and it comes down to the person. I don't do things that I am unsafe or I feel unsafe. That does not mean that the things that I do are safe for you. Me and Mrs. DIY have very, very different levels of safety. We do things different when it comes to safety. Because she's not comfortable with certain things, and I am, so she doesn't do them. And that is the only safety advice. Do not do things that you are not competent and comfortable doing. Anything you would like to say, Mrs. DIY?
Yeah, I think there are, in general, some basic safety precautions that we tend to point out when we're doing our videos, especially when we're working with power equipment like the table saw, etc. We want to make sure that, first of all, that we are safe, and second, that you see us, doing things in a safe way. There are times that we may appear that we're taking some risks, but those are calculated, and we don't do things that we don't know what we're doing.
And sometimes where the camera is located, my soul thinks that they look to be much closer. For example, my hand's much closer to a blade than they are, right? Mm-hmm. It's like the warning in your rear view window. Objects might be closer than they appear. This is called perspective in photography, and sometimes it does happen that when I look at the video, when I edit it, it's like I was never that close to this blade. But trust me, Mrs. DIY is on top of safety things. She's a nurse, and she never lets me do anything unsafe. But ultimately, no one can be responsible for your own safety. And following rules will not make you safe. Not doing stupid things will make you safe. And since I rarely make these videos, but as the channel is growing, I've been targeted by the safety police in YouTube, and I felt it necessary to make a statement or two. But for example, let's talk about riving knives, right? Did you know that you should have a riving knife for every blade thickness you have? Most people do not, they just put a riving knife. But putting the wrong riving knife behind the blade can actually be more dangerous than not using a riving knife. So rules make sense and they are good. And when you're a beginner, by all means, do not try things that are a higher skill level. Build your skills first and never ever try things that you are not comfortable doing, right? I mean, we do that in the shop. I routinely will ask LP or Mrs. DIY, are you comfortable doing that, right? Mm-hmm. And if the answer is no, they don't do it, or they do it in a modified way, a way that they are comfortable with. So we never do anything, and we definitely never demonstrate anything we are not comfortable doing. So here is some of our safety equipment, as you just saw. Everyone knows about those. Those are protection for your eyes. And these are a must when you're working specifically with a router, right? Or anything that can generate small pieces. In our soap, I think that's the router and our miter soap because it's fairly high, our miter station, right? So it is more likely to throw something towards your eyes. And it doesn't need to be a very big piece. Something like this can actually do a lot of damage at the speed that it moves, right?
Right. One of the things that you don't see here, when we talk about throwing out sawdust and specks into your, face, eyes, whatever, is a dust collection.
Right.
Using the vacuum with a power tool to collect that sawdust as it comes out.
If you have the space, a centralized dust collection makes sense. We don't have the space in this soap, right? Another thing that we use is this ear muffs. I'm going to talk really loud now because I cannot hear myself. And these are for long-term protection. Usually they will not protect you from something immediate, right? But you can protect your hearing from going bad over a period of time of using loud equipment. A tool that you have not seen me using in the channel because I look like a dork when I have it on is this. And I will say I don't have it on the channel. Go.
But safe.
It is really good for the lathe and it is really good for the router, right? And can you hear me actually? I don't know.
Yeah.
Because it reverberates in here, right?
Mm-hmm.
So sometimes I don't wear safety equipment, not because I don't believe in safety or because we don't have the equipment, but it's because of videotaping, right? We sacrifice our lives for you. And last, another long term is a mask. Especially if you're working with MDF or treated wood that has chemicals in it, right? This is a must, and this is something actually you've seen us, right?
Oh, yes.
When we cut MDF, no matter what, we'll wear them on camera, it makes no difference. We're going to wear a face mask.
We wear them too when we're working with things like fiberglass or anything that puts particles into the air that would be considered dangerous material.
Right. And we even have a respirator. I'm not sure where my respirator is, like when we paint or when I work in the cars. Sometimes, remember when we were working on the air conditioning, I didn't want to inhale the refrigerant. We wear respirators. So here is the moral of the story. We believe in safety and we do implore you to be safe. However, we're not a safety police and I cannot make you safe. You are the only person that can make you safe, right? And you become safe by knowing your equipment and knowing your own limitations. To me, those are the two rules. Mrs. DIY?
Nope. We are the safety woodworking channel.
Right, maybe we need to change from the urban homesteading to the safety channel. In any case, I wanted to address that before those comments become even more prevalent because I think every channel, and I've talked with other YouTube channels that do the same, we have those. We have those trolls that they like to come, and then once they start coming, they come in every video and telling you how you're doing things wrong and you are safe and you're going to kill all your subscribers and all your followers, right?
But I do think that it is worth us adding an extra step when we do our projects to point out the safety mechanisms as well as any precautions that we're taking or not taking and for what reason.
And I think one of the most important things we have shown is to stop when the tool doesn't feel right. And we've done it on video many times, right? That
Yes.
whoever is in charge of the tool says stop and the other two know to stop immediately, right? So we won't have an injury. Or we have demonstrated a lot of times how the wood can clamp back on itself and create a very dangerous situation. And we have shown those things in close-ups. It have happened to us, and we are prepared to deal with them clearly. We didn't have an incident, right? It doesn't mean we will never have. We hope we will never have, but they're called accidents for a reason, right? We're not doing unsafe things, however. We are trying to be as safe as humanly possible. All right. So absolutely, stay safety. Safety is very important. We wear masks, especially when we're using MDF because it is really nasty stuff. We do wear safety glasses, probably not as much as I should, but Elpida and Mrs. DIY routinely wear masks, right? I mean, safety glasses.
Yep.
And we are very, very aware where our blades are when we do cutting. We do not take this nonchalantly. Believe us, we do not want any less fingers than the good Lord gave us, right?
Yep.
So absolutely, my safety rule is be aware, do not be complacent. No matter how, I think the most dangerous part is when you have done something many times and you feel comfortable and you become complacent, right? I think that's where safety takes a back seat, not when you don't follow a rule that someone made. Did you know, for example, that driving knives are fairly modern experience? If you look at a woodworker that is now retired, they will tell you they never had driving knives. Most of them do have all their fingers. It is more understanding what the tool does, and I think a lot of times we speak about that, don't we, Mrs. DIY?
Yeah, and anticipating where you might run into an issue. We
Listen
try to
to the
point
tool.
those out. Yeah.
Right? Listen to the tool. The tool makes noises that can tell you that something is about to happen, right? And in a few videos we have seen, for example, moving out of the way of the path of a cat in the table saw. If I felt that there was a risk for a kickback, what I do is I move my way from the path of that kickback, because the path is always behind the blade, right? You cannot kick back away from the blade. So sometimes I'll be on the side for that purpose, to be safer, if I'm not confident that the cat is very safe the way we do it. In any case, this is our short video for today, and we hope you did enjoy that short video. If you did, we'd appreciate a thumbs up. If you didn't, give us a thumbs down or 2 thumbs down. Share, like, subscribe. Let us know what else you might want to watch in future videos, and even let us know if a video like that has any value for you. From Professor DIY and Mrs. DIY, stay safe, friends.